hello everybody and welcome to another video. This time it's going to be the long awaited rebuild of the Ford Prefect 100E Gearbox. Now, when we bought the car, my missus bought me this shirt, this t-shirt, and it's got the Haynes light manual on. And I really didn't know how appropriate this was going to be for the way things are going with the poor old Ford Prefect. Okay, so I have got a Haynes manual here, it's probably a reprint. So I've been using this, but what I've done, not to get my oily fingers all over the pages, I've printed out the bits I needed to take in the shed for doing the gearbox. Okay, so I did lose a bit of footage because it's been, you know, a good 18 months since we started this, and I had put it onto a memory stick, and the memory stick that I put it onto, I don't know what happened to it. I lost everything on it. I put it in the laptop one day, and because I had other stuff on it, and it wouldn't play. It said it was corrupted, and I just could not get anything, you know, I couldn't get onto it with anything I put, so in the end I had to reformat it and everything was lost off it, which is a pain in the arse. But anyway, so I do a few subtitles there when it happens in the video. It's basically the start of the rebuild, unfortunately. But anyway, we finally got it done, and we took it out for a test drive. This is what's on this video, and it was great. All was going hunky-dory, and well, there's a bit of a sting in the tail because no problem with the gearbox now. It's just after a couple of days driving in it, the diff went bang. There was a lot of, all of a sudden, clonking. There was the odd clonk you'll probably hear in one of my comments when we were in the car. So there was a bit of a clonk every now and then we were coming back on the second day, been for a little drive in it, and I came around one of the corners and there was nasty crunch and clonking and grinding, and anyway, we managed to get it back to the farm slowly. And when we jacked it up, we tried it turning, but both wheels were turning like as if, you know, if you had a diff lock on it, the diff was locked. So I had a job to turn it in the yard to get it back in the shed. But anyway, so this is the gearbox video. So in the future, I mean, it's going to be the rebuild of the diff, I suppose, and I've got the car back on axle stands, and I've started undoing everything. I've got the wheels off, I've drained the diff of oil, and we're going to try and get the back axle off, so I'm going to try and film that as I go, if I remember. So that's where we're at with that now. Anyway, we did a bit of, I put the GoPro on the dashboard facing us, and it was a bit of a laugh really, all our grimaces and my missus hanging onto the door and all that, so I'll put a bit of that in just for a laugh. Right, so that's this video. I haven't done any more on the model restoration. I've still got those two that I started. They've got no further because we ended up, our summer hours at work were extended because the weather was nice. So today, which is the 29th of September, is the first day we got on lakes, and our weekend work was extended as well, so I worked, you know, up to last weekend. So this weekend's going to be really the first weekend that we haven't had to work. In the afternoons, after I'd finished work, I've been also doing some, you know, topping of grass, flailing for my brother. So that was pretty much every day until the weather broke. So you know, I haven't had time to do anything. So hopefully now I can get on with some more model restoring. I will do a video, purchases and donations video, probably next week. Anyway, look out for that. As soon as I've got this video on, I'll start doing the purchases video and donations. I haven't bought a great deal this month, so it won't be too long a video, but anyway. Okay, so as I will say, please sit back, relax, enjoy watching this video and see how we got on with this, not model restoration, but gearbox rebuild. Okay. Right, hello everybody. Progress so far on the old Ford Prefect. I'm getting the gearbox out of it. So I've got her up on the axle stands. I've undone all the bolts around the gearbox. I've got my boiler sink on, but I've loosened all the bolts. I've done them almost to the end. Can't see very well. And what I've got to do now, drop the prop shaft off. It's on the floor down there. So what I've got to do now, I've got to come inside and take the cap off that gearbox here where the gear lever goes into it. That unscrews and the gear lever should lift out. Then I'm just going to go back underneath and take the screws, or the bolts rather, right out, and then I'm going to see if I can drop the gearbox out. So that's where we're at so far. I thought I'd video this a bit because I'm doing this instead of doing model restoration, so you know, if I get short of a video, well, I will put this on anyway, but obviously if you're watching it, it's going to be on. But yeah, I'll use this as one of my week's videos. So it's a bit of a restoration on or a repair on a very big dinky toy. Okay, that's it. The gearbox is out. So that was a couple of hours on my Saturday afternoon. So I'm going to call it a day now, and then we're going to come back to it when I got the top off, and we'll see what kind of horrors await inside there. Okie doke, we'll catch you in a bit. Right, so that's the top off. There's nothing really that's chipped, no teeth chipped or anything, which I thought there was going to be. Really all there is a lot of just general wear. Yeah, so I think we're just going to have to dismantle it and then see what we're going to have to replace and what might be alright to leave. The parts are not that cheap, so probably looking at about 600 quid for the parts, maybe more. So we'll have to dismantle it and then see what we end up with at the end. Okay, catch you on the next bit. Right, so I've just knocked this pin here out of there, come out through the other end, and now I've got to push this all the way through, pull it right out. That's it. There. And then I've got to get this pin out here and pull this whole rod out as well. Okay, so I've got that second pin out. What again? It's like hollow inside, and they squash it over to stop it coming out. Well, there's a job to get it out. Anyway, I've got it. So basically just pull this through. There, that's it. So that's that one done. Okay, so there's just that casing left. Give all that a good clean up. I've just taken the speedometer gear out of there, and I've got to undo this bolt, this bolt, this bolt. I've started undoing that one. This bolt and this bolt. Oh my god, and there's oil coming out. And that's what I've got to do next. Okay. Oops. truth. We certainly didn't want that to come undone. That's it. That's it. One more. So it's all of those loosened off. So I'm going to take them out and then we'll video the next bit, mop up some of this oil. Okay, catch you in a minute. Okay, that's the bolts all undone. Now it says in the book, withdraw it straight and slowly. How the frickin' hell? It's all very well and good. You've got to break the bloody seal first. Shit. There you go. There she goes. Oh, truth. There she comes. That's it. Gasket's stuck. Gasket's broken. I don't know where to put anything there. Under there. Okay. Yeah, okay, so that's that bit done anyway. There's my little makeshift bench, it's not really big enough yet. Okie doke, well, I'm going to go and have a nice cup of coffee now because it's bloody freezing in here. I'm frozen. So, we'll carry on with that another day. It'll be in a minute for you, but another day for me. Okay, see you in a bit. Alright, so I've got to remove this clip now. So it's this circuit pliers that would be handy here, but put all this paper on. I have to get that off. I'll put that on for doing the models, doing the old dinky models and that. Yeah. Simple thing but bloody awkward. Oh, that's it, it comes. Jeebus. Right, so I've got to get that off. So that's the speedo gear, and that's the key. So I mustn't lose that. So I'll just put all that together. Okay, that's that bit done. Right, we've pulled the bearing out of the casing here. So I've pulled the whole shaft back a bit. Now the spanner's in there. We've got to tap the end of this shaft with a mallet, not too hard, to get this bearing off, because the whole shaft has got to come up out of here with all this gubbins on. It's got to all come up through the gearbox out here, if you see what I mean. So we're going to try and do that now. Okay. There. That's it, she's gone. Okay, that's that bit. Now I need to pull this out. If I can. Which is what it's supposed to do by the diagram, but I can't get it to pull out. That's it, I've got it. Okay, we got that out. My brother came past right at the right moment, and he gave me a hand to get it out. It was a fiddle. You had to really fiddle it around. It only just comes out. So that's it, that's out. So the next bit is getting this shaft out. So we're going to undo that clip there next. Okay, so the clip's off. Just going to tap it out with this. Tap the shaft out through the inside of the gearbox. That's it. There she goes. Yeah. That's no good, though. It'll come out unless the bearing's out. So the next bit on there. Okay, so I'm going to have to go back to the drawing board with this now. There's always something that doesn't quite go according to plan. Right, I'm going to have a look at this off camera again. If the bearing was out, it would come off, but the bearing's still in. So we're going to have a look. Okay, that's out. I just took the bearing out at this end. I just knocked it out that way, and then the gears just came out. So now I've got to pull this pin right out. Because it's locking the reverse idler shaft and counter shaft, so that's locking all that in. So I've got to pull it through, or punch it through from this side gently, and then hopefully we can get the rest of the stuff out. Okie dokie, we've finally got the gearbox empty of all the innards. Just reverse idler gear, the shaft. To get that shaft out, my brother, he made me this tool because you needed a cranked drift to get it out. So basically I passed it through there, and then you see the end went in there to push the pin out of there. So that's cool, that's all done now. So now we've just got to look what we've got and then see what I can get, see what I can replace after we've given it a good clean up, and then see how we go from there. So I'll catch you in a bit. Okay, so a bit of an update. The postman's been today and bought me like a present, a Christmas present, a very expensive one though. So yeah, the old Prefect gearbox bits have arrived. So I'm going to open them. I'm holding the camera. I'm trying to do this at the same time. There. So we're going to have a look what's in there. Okay, so cut all the tape. Oh, laminalis, all this shit. This goes everywhere. This goes everywhere, this stuff. Yeah, I better get a bin bag, because if I get that all over the place and my missus comes home, she's going to go mad. Well, I'll tell you what, it doesn't look like much for the amount of money I paid. And I'm looking at what's in there. Where do I see? I'm thinking there might be a bit of a cock up here. I can't even find everything that's on there. I know for certain I didn't order 2 of those. I didn't order 2 of those, I just ordered 1. So if they've sent me 2 of those, what haven't they sent me? That's what worries me. What haven't they sent me? Or they just sent me 2 by mistake. I don't mind if they sent me 2 by mistake, as long as I'm not short of something else I've ordered. Well, I've just had a quick look. I think they've just sent me an extra one, maybe by mistake, because it's the rubber gaiter for the clutch release, and it says 1, quantity 1 or 1 each, so that's it. So that I've got 2 instead of 1. I think I've just quickly checked and it looks like everything's there. So, but there you are, that little lot there. Yeah, £562.25, 20 quid for the postage and packing. And then I've had to pay our GST, so which is a goods and services tax on top. I had to pay that, I think, before it even arrived in Jersey, so luckily they knocked the VAT off for me. So yeah, I'm pretty happy. Now we need to go and start putting the old gearbox back together again, and hope everything goes according to plan and all the bits fit. Okay, so we'll see you up in the garage, up the yard.
these things up and actually do it.
Right, well basically we're ready to put the gasket on the top, everything's all in, and bolt the top on, top of the gearbox. My brother's tried it, putting it on. The synchros are a little bit on the tight side, it's hard to get second and third. Hopefully it'll loosen up in not too long a time. Then we're going to put the gasket on there and bolt the back trumpet on. So this is the bit in here, well you can only see the seal there, but there's a brass bush inside there, and my brother's done it on the lathe to get it right for fitting in there. So that's what's been holding us up, was that brass bush. I know you can see that's where he had to weld it, because that, when we tried to get the seal out, it just cracked it. It was that tight. So anyway, that's okay now. Right, so we're going to get this top on. So I'm going to get the gasket and get some Ilamar, you know, gasket sealer. Put a bit of that on first. Right, we got that done. So we need to put new thrust bearing on, and my brother's going to do that for me. I got a new one to put in, so he's going to put that in for me, and then we'll be putting it back in the car. I'm ready to put it in. I'm going to try and put it down onto that jack and roll it underneath on the jack. Hope it doesn't fall off, because there's not a lot of room under there. Me getting a bit old, I'm having a job to crawl under and crawl out again. So we're going to see. I'm going to just put it on there and see what I can do. Okay, we're on the jack. Let's get a look on that. Let's go past that. Now the handles come off. Where's the thing? Right. Oh, Christ, I keep trying to do it with one hand because I'm holding the camera. Okay. Oh, the handles come off again. Yeah. There you go. Yeah. Oh shit, I'm not going to get under the exhaust, am I? Bugger. I think I'm going to have to just slide it underneath and put it on the jack after to lift it up. I think that's what I'm going to have to do. Okay. Right, I've got it on the jack and I've got it up, can't see very well, I've got it up through the hole. Now I've got to lift it a bit more and gradually go forwards a little bit. Jesus, it's heavy. I've got no strength in my arms to lift this. Okay. I'm going to carry on off camera because obviously I can't hold the camera and do all this at the same time, so hopefully it's going to go in. That's a bit easier to see from this way. So I've got to get that glove off that shaft, and then we've got to see if we can get it to go in. Oh. Get the splines lined up Well, that's it, we're in. I've got all the bolts in. I've just got the two top ones to nip up. I've got to put the dust cap, or whatever they call it, over the starter. There, excuse me. Yeah, so they're all in. I've got to put the bracket on there. That'll go up. I'll have to jack because the engine seems to be dropped a little bit since the time's been there. So I had to jack the engine a little bit, just sort of half a centimetre just to get it to line up. Of course I've taken the weight off the jack now, so when I've got this bracket here, I don't know if you can see it, which it's hard to see because it's getting dark and my light went out, so I've got this flipping torch. Yeah, so that bolts through those two holes. The bolts are fixed like, and you just put the nuts on, and then these two brackets in there, bolt in each side on there. So that's good. I'm pleased. We've got the gearbox back in. It's 5:45 now. I'm going to go and make my sandwiches for tomorrow for work and put my tea on, and then we shall resume play tomorrow after work. Okay, so slowly I'm getting there. I've put this bracket on. I don't know if you can see it. I'll wide up the bolts so they don't undo. Clutch cylinders back in place. I'm not too happy about this pipe because I've bent it back a bit there, because when the steering is on full lock that way, this part here was hitting on the pipe, so I've bent it back around, so I need to find a bracket. Oh, hang on, trying to get the light so you can see now it's gone out of focus. Come on. So I can put a bracket on here and put it onto this bolt to hold it out the way of the steering. So we'll see. I've got to go and see in my box of bits and pieces if I've got something that'll do. I've got the cap back on where the starter motor goes. That was a game and a half. And I've greased all the steering. There's plenty of oil and everything. It's not going to go too rusty, I don't think, because it's got plenty of oil leaks and drips. Not bad leaks, but just seeping, so that's fine. And I've put loads of oil in these bolts and I put them in. That's what that is there, all that. Okay, so that's how far we got so far. Prop shaft's still got to go on, so I'll do that tomorrow. Again, it's 5:15, so I'm going to go in, make my signings again for tomorrow, and put my tea on, go and have my shower. One thing I did notice, I don't know if you can see there, the bracket on the exhaust, but the usual, the rubber mounting thing is gone. Oh, I don't know what I've just done to the camera. Oh, I've got it zoomed in. Yeah, this piece here, there's a rubber mounting that comes through, bolt somewhere near the back seat inside the car, and that's broken, so that's wobbling about, so I'm going to have to sort that out as well. So plenty yet to do. Alright, we've got the old prop shaft here, so we're going to have a bash at putting this on. Put a little bit of grease in there. Okay. Okay, that's the prop shaft on, but what a bloody game putting that on. I've been a couple of hours because I couldn't get it on. It was like not far forward enough, and I've had to undo all this mounting here. I've had to undo it again, well, loosen the bolts in the back, and I jacked the prop shaft up into place, and it slightly pushed the engine and gearbox very slightly forward enough to get it in. It's got like a lip around it, and once it's past that lip it clicks into place. So what a game. So still not finished yet, but almost. I've just got to put a bracket on this cable, and I'm going to fix this exhaust mount. I've ordered some new ones, but I don't think they'll come in time, so I'll have to fix something up with some rubber. Some old conveyor belt will do for that, double it up. Okay, so we're getting there slowly. Now we've got the gearbox filled up with oil, and we've put the gear lever back, so it seems to go in the gears okay. Reverse first, second, third, or top. So that seems to be okay. So I've got to put this metal surround back. I don't know whether to put that back or test drive it first. Anyway, that's that problem done. Now the other problem is this bloody wheel won't turn anymore, so the brakes are stuck on just on that wheel. So I'm going to have to get that off now and see if I can free off the brakes. Pain in the arse because it was all new cylinders and new brakes all around a couple of years ago. 10 minutes, all fine and moving, just needed the wheel taking off, little tap with a hammer on the drum, and that's all it took. It's just the shoes must have just been stuck a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to go put this plate back in. I think I'll risk it, and then we'll put everything back, the mats back, and then we'll see if the battery's still charged. I'm not going out today with it. We're not going to test drive it today because the old Fordson's still in front there, so that's going to have to be moved, and all the wheels are locked up on that, so that's going to have to be picked up with a forklift to be moved to get this car out. But anyway, as you can see, it's it's absolutely filthy, so I'm going to give it a bit of an old clean once I've put everything back together. And then also it's been raining a bit today, first day in weeks and weeks, so we don't want it to go out in the rain in its first day after being laid up for 18 months. Okay, so I'm going to put that plate back, and then I'll show you when I've done that, and then we'll see if the battery's charged up. I've got to get it off the axle stands. She's still on the axle stands, so I'll get all that ready, get all that done. Okay, the plate's all back, the carpet's back now. It doesn't fit very well because it was glued down before, but I'm not going to glue it down yet because I just want to make sure that it's all working okay first, in case the gearbox got to come out again. Let's hope not. Okay, so next job, get it off the axle stand. Okay, she's off the axle stands. So just connect the battery, see if there's any life left in it. It's probably flat because 18 months, hope not. I hope not, but I didn't see any spark or anything. Okay, let's see if there's any life. I'm going to turn the old key on. Oh, there's the old fuel pump, electric fuel pump, somebody's changed. Now she's going to pump the petrol up, that's the thing. Let's see. Let us see it. I'm flipping. Something moving there, but I can smell petrol. Since the time, I don't know if the petrol's going to suck up. Okay. Okay, so this has come adrift. So I'm going to have a look. Come adrift there. I hadn't noticed that. Shit. Okay. Linkage for the old. That's a bloody thing. Jammed. What the hell? Oh, I don't know what's happened yet. It's all come adrift. Bugger. Now you're going to have to have a look at this. Now, I've put that linkage back on and I've oiled the throttle linkage where you're supposed to oil it. Now I think I might have flooded this blasted thing now, putting this lever, this electric pump going. Anyway, let's have a go. Oh, well, there she goes. Look at that, eh? 18 months she's been laid up there on axle stands. A good 18 months, probably longer than that. And she started pretty good, man. She started pretty good. Takes a long time to warm up. Uh-oh. I think the bloody clutch is stuck now. The bloody clutch is stuck in there. Bugger. I hope I haven't got to get the gearbox out again. Right, well, that's going to be a case of rocking it, I think. We'll have to try and rock it. There's always one bloody thing after another. I should have checked the clutch before I put the bloody gearbox back in. Tit. Tit. What a tit. Okay, well she's just stalled anyway, so... Right. Gonna see what I can do about unsticking the clutch now. Okay, well I just took a chance and I put it in top gear and I started it. I've got a chock in front of the wheel. I pulled the starter and the clutch unstuck straight away, so I was lucky there. So all the gears are working. There's reverse. first. The bloody second is hot to get in. That's top. Okay, that's second now. Boom, she's just come out. Okay, it wasn't probably in. That's second, so that works. Okay, so it all works, but I think it's going to be a bit tight for now to get it in second and third until we've run it a little bit. But anyway, okay, that's good. So we're all up and running. I'm going to give it a bit of a clean up, and then as soon as the weather's right, maybe over the weekend, we can get the tractor moved up there. We will try and take it for a test drive. Okie dokie. Catch you on the test drive day. Okay, so the moment's finally arrived. A good 18 months after we started it, we're ready for our test drive. Lovely sunny day, a bit chilly. So, moment of truth, fingers crossed, off we go. And Monica's already in there, ready to go. So, hello.
Hello.
Here we go then. Oh, she's cold. It's a bit of choke. Making a different kind of noise than it used to. Need to pump the tyres at Marks and Spencer's after. Whoops. Clutch is a lot higher than it used to be, so I'm going to have to change that. Look at this, it's lovely now. Dead quiet. Got that lovely whine. It's not noisy like it was. Sounds totally different. Cold. Come on, girl. Mustn't go too fast now. It's really quiet. It's lovely, isn't it?
Yeah.
Success in second, anyway. It hasn't jumped out yet. It's vibrating now. All the gear lever vibrate. Where's that? Something went clonk in the back. Alright, let's try and go up the third now. What a difference. It's like a different car. process for this. Been well worth the wait. Well worth the effort. So we can go and enjoy our burger now. Replacing on the back, I need to get those. I think that's what's clonking, you know. Burger time.
And what's the verdict?
Oh, brilliant. Done the trick. Gearbox problem solved. video. That's as far as we've got, so I guess the next video on the old car is going to be the axle, like I said at the beginning. And yeah, that's it. So thanks everybody for tuning in, and thanks for sticking with me. I'm sorry I haven't had a video for a while, and the next one is going to be a purchases and donations video, which will be on very soon. As soon as I finish sorting this one out, I'm going to start on that one. I haven't bought a lot. I've had a few donations, yeah, so that's where we're at with that, and I'm going to try and get some restorations done now. And as I say, thanks for sticking with me, and I hope you understand, you know, the situation. It's been difficult for me to get anything done because, well, I've got the tractor as well, that the engine's in bits with that. I've got to finish, well, not all in bits, but I've got to finish taking that out of the tractor, and we have to put the new pistons and liners and everything in. So, you know, it's still going to be busy time, but anyway, hopefully, as I say, the next video is going to be the purchases and donations one, which will be very soon, and then hopefully I can get another you know, model restoration in. Finish the ones I've started. I do need a few bits from Model Supplies for one of them I'm doing, but I want to make up an order to make it worthwhile, you know, get a pretty big order, so I'm going to have to go through the models to see what I need, you know, to put an order in. Okay, so as I say, thanks again, and see you very soon. Until then, take care, look after yourselves, and we'll see you again in the next video. Cheery bye for now. Hubby.